Hi Taurus, I hope you're all doing well. Before we get into it, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. So I'm seeing a lot of reflection that is going on. It also seems like you're going through a transition right now where you're kind of allowing yourself to grow into something that you're meant to blossom into, and I'm seeing that you're doing it through healing. Very beautiful. Allowing something to happen. With the Death card, it's usually something difficult that we're going through it, but to see the star popping out with that, it seems like just an overall sense of healing that's happening. Something could have made itself available to you, opened itself up to you, or you had the option to engage in something like that, or something was being given to you, offered to you. Seeing that you turned it down. It was something that didn't fit, or it wasn't right for you, or you felt like it wasn't in alignment. That's not to say this wasn't something tempting, because this could be like somebody that you care for, somebody that you have chemistry with, or you have a mutual understanding with someone or something like that, but because of other circumstances, like maybe something wouldn't have worked out, maybe in the way that you had wanted it to. It seems like you're being very realistic with something here. So it's like, rather than just seeing the aspects that you would like to see, or the more desirable aspects of something, I think you're like really looking at the big picture here. I'm also hearing remembering yourself. You may feel that this is a karmic relationship with the Wheel of Fortune popping out. I'm getting the feeling with the Two of Cups next to it. There's definitely a winding down type of energy here. Like something could have been, the pace could have been picking up on something, or you felt like you were kind of like at a climax with something, even like with your storyline. And now there's this sense of things kind of dwindling down. You completed a karmic lesson. Wow. Okay. Yeah, it looks like you took matters into your own hands. This means also being very creative in finding solutions as well. Investing in your personal transformation. Yeah, it seems like you could have had the opportunity to work with someone or to link up with someone. This is somebody that like you could have had a relationship with in the past, or you could have foreseen that it would lead in that direction. I'm seeing you choose not to participate in this, whatever it is. It's like you turned down the offer to do whatever this was. You could feel too like you're in a more selective energy as well with what you're getting involved in. Definitely an attraction or a pull that you feel towards this person, but it seems even like you're in a place where you're ready to talk about something that needed to be talked about, or you're ready to explain something to somebody. And And like really take control of this situation in that format is what I'm hearing. I'm seeing the words that you use are very, very important here when it comes to like your communication. So definitely something where like you had to speak up and say something. Yeah, for some of you, somebody could have even wanted to like reconcile, but I'm seeing it be more than that. It's like I'm seeing somebody want to be involved with you, or they want to see you, or they want to hang out with you, but it seemed like you needed to set something straight and be very, very clear with your communication as well. For some of you, you may not have gotten to the point yet of this person wanting to meet up. Here you are. I kept seeing the Hierophant on the bottom of the deck. Look at you taking care of yourself. This feels like some very, very empowering moves that you're making, Taurus. Like, really, really collaborating with your higher self here, especially when it comes to a connection that feels important to you. However, there's definitely a karmic element that you may feel between you and this person that's been going on, and it seemed like it was in your hands what you were going to do with this situation. So I'm seeing like for some reason you have more of a guiding force on this situation that's happening, maybe more than the other person does. Like they could even be taking your lead with something. Yeah. You're like, if it's not balanced, I don't want it. Because this is too about like what's going to have you feeling like you're in a spot where like a relationship feels empowering to you, and if it's not that, are you still going to take it? Are you going to participate in it? And that's why I'm seeing this selective energy, because it's like you are looking for a connection where, first of all, I'm seeing like a potential like relationship, something develops that is a situation that you allow to unfold naturally. Like I'm seeing this be like what you're feeling called to, guided towards, and then to allow that to unfold into a relationship, one where you feel empowered within, where you feel like there's a nice connection that you have with someone. I'm seeing the highlight of Venus energy here. And if something doesn't match that format of what you're trying to, I'm hearing, elaborate on, there's a sense of choosing to turn it down. And so, again, being selective in that way, where if something's not meeting your standards, there's a sense of like choosing not to participate in it and being so particular because you know what you want. There could also have been a sense of kind of like seeing where things would go and letting them pan out in that way. I'm also hearing make it up to you. Maybe something going on with someone. Maybe waiting to see how somebody would show up. Waiting. With Temperance here. I'm looking at Sagittarius, Venus, Taurus, Mercury, Saturn, Jupiter. Scorpio's on the bottom of the deck. This is too about like calling out what you want and also being patient with yourself to not say things too soon. So you wait until like something is ready, or you have enough information, or you've seen enough to actually like make a judgment call about it, and then figure out what you want to do about like this potential meetup with this person. I'm seeing you kind of be like, okay, so maybe in your heart you feel like you want to connect with this person. To start off with the Four of Cups, it seems like you're being kind of cautious with the way that this situation unfolds and maybe playing it moment to moment, and you're going to dip out if something like doesn't go in a way that you feel like is in alignment to you, for you. There's a little bit of a sense of building here. I'm seeing this be related to your standards and like seeing if something is going to unfold in a way that's desirable or not for you. For some of you, I am seeing something here where you may want to be on good terms with someone and you may be trying to figure out what that's going to mean for you. So it's like you could be choosing to meet up with someone and see if you can work something out. You can be choosing not to meet up with someone and just to like verbally work something out with them and just leave things on good terms. I'm seeing like the whole goal is for there to be a sense of harmony where maybe there had been a lack of that before. Especially if this is somebody that you've been dealing with. In your heart, I'm seeing there's definitely a sense of like wanting this to work out, but I see also a sense of acceptance if you recognize that something like isn't on track for you too. So like really weighing in on everything, and again, not just like the things that you want to see. This is about seeing everything, seeing the big picture here and not discounting anything. I am seeing a lot of chemistry that you have between you and this person. Doesn't have to be romantic. For some of you, definitely can be with the Lovers here, but this can just be somebody that you're very close with. I'm seeing boundaries being set with someone, like being very, very clear about like where you stand with things and doing so in a way where you feel confident about that. I do keep seeing like every time. Before it was the King of Wands that popped out, and then next to it was the King of Swords, and now the Queen of Swords is popping out next to the Queen of Wands. So definitely some symmetry that I'm seeing here. So it seems like this mix of like something that you feel drawn to, something you feel passionate about, like something that pulls you in, something that feels even magnetizing. And then there's also a sense of like wanting to be very clear with what you're saying, wanting to communicate and be very straightforward, maybe like passing on information and doing so clearly, transparently is very important with this person. It seems too like there's a sense of like being honest and seeing where that takes you within a connection too. So it's like rather than being like, yeah, I want this and so I'm gonna make it work out no matter what it takes, there's a sense of being like, I'm gonna see if this is working out or not, and then I'll figure out how to proceed from there. I'm hearing well adjusted. Yeah. Because overall you want a sense of balance within the connection with this person. And that means too accepting things if they're not a right fit. And also accepting them if they are too. So yeah, a very like objective point of view here that you're looking in on this with. Yeah, somebody may have wanted to get together with you, or they do want to get together with you. I'm seeing somebody come through and make an offer to you. I'm seeing like in the back of their head, they're thinking about a relationship of some kind. Or they're pursuing you in some type of way. I am seeing you be very clear, potentially even setting boundaries with someone or illuminating something that needed to be illuminated. I'm seeing this being somewhat of a challenge, but it's something that you do successfully, and I'm seeing you feel very, very confident afterwards. Like, very sure of yourself, too. Like, I'm seeing, too, that this situation, like, maybe in the past, this could have been something that you would have let, like, your emotions dictate how things would go, and it seems like you're being much more, like, methodical and thoughtful and conscientious of what you're doing and, like, really thinking about this a lot with the Queen of Swords here. So this is, like, combining head and heart rather than feeling like you're just sticking to one thing. And maybe you felt like in the past there was maybe a lack of boundaries or even clarity, and feeling better because now the situation has a component that it potentially didn't have before between you and this person. It seems like the more sure of yourself you are, the better you're going to feel like the things unfold in their natural path is what I'm hearing. This means, too, I know I said it before, but not speaking until you're ready to speak on certain things. So not feeling rushed to give an answer or to respond to something. It's about, like, waiting until the timing feels right for you, until you've worked through the things you need to work through or seen the things you need to see. And then you make some sort of, like, commitment, like, through your communication. Like, even to commit on what you're going to say. And to do so in a strategic manner as well. Like, I'm seeing a very, very disciplined energy, and one that is also very much concerned with a sense of overall balance, especially with Libra here. It's like you want to balance. You see the sword is like your communication and your thought process, and then the scales are like your emotional truth and what you want to be bringing to the table, and articulating everything clearly, and like really working to bring those things together. You may feel a lack of trust between you and this person. I'm seeing this more than anything be related to your actions and how you perceive yourself, and not wanting to betray what you have going on for yourself and like your truth and all of that just for the sake of a relationship with another person. So this is about like really living in your truth, and about understanding the big picture and everything that's going on, and wanting to hold space for yourself and to be acting in alignment with that, even if that means something may not work out for you. Because I'm seeing you go through like a difficult situation with someone, but this is more so about like you holding space for yourself and staying true to that, and like really coming through for yourself. Because it seems too like you may have needed to like bring something to light that was more difficult to bring to light, but you knew that you would be like neglecting something if you didn't speak on this. So it's like you could have taken a route of less resistance and done something that may have been easier, but there's a sense of like maybe having some type of fallout or things falling apart if you were to ignore something. But I'm seeing you decide like rather to bring it to light than to ignore it, even if it was something difficult to speak about or bring up. But it was something necessary for you. Like, I'm seeing this be a tough decision, but I'm seeing that you do it. and kind of surrendering to like whatever is going to happen, but knowing that you need to do this for yourself. Because you also know that you can't really control the outcome or how somebody's going to receive you too. You just have to live in your truth and see how things go. It looks like there's still a focus on clearing the heart chakra here, especially in relation to your actions and maybe even how you're responding to someone. And this can also be too you trying to figure out, like, is it in alignment for me to be entering into this situation, or for me to have something going on with this person, or is it not? Would I be like staying true to like my truth and my narrative if I engage with this person? Does that feel right for me and where I've developed my energy into? I'm looking at Gemini, Libra, Cancer, Aries. This is too about not allowing something that's unresolved in the heart chakra to impact how you're making a decision. This is about recognizing what you need to clear out so you can like represent yourself as best as possible. Because it seems like there's some type of residual thing that you're still working through and like finding your way through. But I think that you're coming out of this now. That's what it looks like to me. But yeah, this could have like brought things back up for you even. This can even be like old pain that you experienced, or it could remind you of a similar situation that you'd been in. This is also showing you like what needs to be healed too, which is really powerful, because when we're open to seeing that, to recognizing that, it means that we can then go about actively healing something that needs to be healed. It looks like you've been making continuous progress as well. For some of you, you even feel like you've changed enough to be able to walk away from something now, something that you'd had a hard time walking away from before. I do keep seeing the moon on the bottom of the deck. Maybe even sporadically things are being revealed to you. This seems like subconscious energy. Also making leaps and bounds with your self-love. How you're holding space for yourself. I'm seeing that having the biggest impact on like the transformation that you're going through as well. And maybe it was something that you felt you didn't have before, wasn't as developed as you wanted it to be. But I'm seeing like so much love and so much healing energy with the Ace of Cups here. Like definitely, again, progress that you've made when it comes to this. Connected with someone from the past, a past experience you had. This can be healing childhood wounds as well. I'm seeing it be related to a current situation you're in, and it also is related to things like from your past too. because it looks like something needed to be worked through, and then once it is, you're like finally able to break away from it in a way where you've like developed far enough to be like, okay, I'm good walking away from this situation if it doesn't have what I want. So there's been a lot of, I guess we can say, like, rearranging the furniture in your head about a situation that had been going on with someone, and there's a sense of like you got to a point where you're done rearranging the furniture, you're ready to just leave it where it is, and you're ready to go into the next room. And this is what I'm seeing you like enter into I'm hearing a new spectrum, like a new chapter, but maybe this is also giving you a wider breadth of perspective as well. It does very much look like something big is being healed from the past. And it seems like you also feel very hopeful about like where you are now in the future, your future as well. I am seeing communication that's going to be coming through for you. Somebody could be coming through and telling you something or clarifying something for you. Or you're realizing something you hadn't realized before. It does look like another person that's coming through to speak with you. When you first get this information, if this is somebody coming through to talk to you, like they may really share a lot of information. I'm seeing this be something that touches you emotionally. If you feel like overwhelmed, like I'm seeing it come through and you almost like don't know what to do with it maybe. And so there's a sense of like giving yourself the time that you need to process everything. I'm seeing this be very important when this communication comes through. I'm looking at Scorpio and Uranus here. All right, my friends, we're going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.